Hello, my dear friends. I am so incredibly thankful that you have come back to my channel today because I truly need to talk to someone about what is happening right now. Something has just completely flipped the Lynette Hooker case upside down, and honestly, it left me feeling absolutely cold. The authorities have officially taken a massive step and completely called off the physical search operations out in the dark ocean waters. It feels like a devastating blow to everyone praying for justice, but that is not even the part that stopped me dead in my tracks. What freezes me completely is what the investigators found just before they walked away, a hidden detail inside that vessel that turns this entire tragedy into a calculated nightmare. Does this mean Lynette Hooker will never get justice? Has the law actually given up? And is a cold-blooded killer really walking free among us while this case gets swept under the rug forever? It makes me so incredibly angry. But listen closely, because what we are uncovering in today's video changes everything. And it might just be the exact secret that finally leads us straight to the killer. Please make sure to subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and stay right here with me. Let's jump straight into the dark heart of this case file because what investigators just found makes my blood run completely cold. Between April 10th and April 13th, while the police were actively investigating the disappearance of Lynette Hooker, the tracking system on the Soulmate yacht went completely silent 3 more times. Think about that. Your wife is missing in the ocean, the police are actively searching your boat for clues, and suddenly the vessel's digital footprint disappears from the face of the earth over and over again. It makes absolutely no sense. Why would anyone need to hide a boat's movements after a tragedy? It makes me so incredibly angry because it looks like a calculated attempt to hide something right under the noses of the law enforcement officers trying to find her. But wait, it gets even worse when you look back at how this nightmare actually started. Fox News Digital, working directly through a global maritime tracking platform called Vessel Finder, pulled the official logs from the very night Lynette vanished on April 4th. The data shows that at exactly 9:29 p.m., the yacht's tracking system suffered a massive 11-hour blackout, coming back online only at 8:40 a.m. the next morning. It is a completely terrifying void. Think about what that means. For 11 hours and 11 minutes, the ocean went completely blind to this boat. The Coast Guard had absolutely no way of knowing where it went, how fast it was moving, or what was happening out there in the dark. Now, can a system just glitch out like that on its own? Fox News Digital took this exact data to Kenneth Anagram, a respected maritime law professor at the University of Houston Law Center, and his professional verdict completely shatters any excuse. He made it clear that these advanced tracking systems do not just randomly drop offline and repair themselves. They are hardwired into the boat's main power supply. Unless the ship sank to the bottom of the ocean, which we know it didn't, the only logical explanation left is that a human hand physically flipped the switch to shut it down. Just imagine the sheer terror of what was being hidden during those silent hours, and we actually know exactly when the trap was set. Eyewitnesses on the shore came forward and confirmed they saw Lynette and Brian together at the Abaco Inn restaurant, leaving in their small dinghy at 7:30 p.m. The tracking system on the main yacht was turned off at 9:29 p.m., just 2 hours later. This means the very second they stepped back on board that vessel. The primary objective wasn't to rest, but to instantly kill the digital trail. It is a chilling timeline that completely leaves me in disbelief, but it leads us directly to the wild story Brian told the police about a massive storm. Brian claimed that a massive storm with terrifying 3-foot waves suddenly hit the boat, creating an absolute nightmare that threw Lynette directly into the dark ocean waters. It is a story designed to make you feel deep grief for a tragic accident, but it immediately makes me furious because the Sarka-Ari scientific data completely exposes it as a lie. Official maritime weather reports from that exact night near Elbow Cay show that the sea was entirely calm and peaceful, with no dangerous waves anywhere in sight. How can a husband live with himself after making up a fake storm while his wife is drowning? But look at how deep this deception actually goes. When the feds checked the GPS data from the marine navigation app on Brian's own phone, they found a massive deviation. The exact coordinates he gave the police did not match his digital footprint at all. The 2 locations were completely miles apart. It leaves me in absolute disbelief at the sheer arrogance of his actions. He even told investigators that Lynette accidentally dropped the dinghy's ignition key into the water, cutting the engine. But their own daughter, Carly Ellsworth, stepped forward with a heartbreaking disclosure that completely shattered his defense. She revealed that her mother never once operated that dinghy, and Brian was always the only one who kept that key. It is a calculated web of lies that leaves me utterly speechless. But wait until you see the expensive equipment found inside the boat that he deliberately refused to touch. Now we are looking directly inside the vessel, and this is where the cold, high-tech forensic evidence truly begins to speak for itself. The yacht was equipped with a highly advanced $33,000 thermal flyer night vision camera that can easily detect the heat signature of a human body in pitch black waters. But wait, why didn't Brian turn it on to find his drowning wife? He completely hid its existence from investigators for an entire month until his close friend Dan Danforth exposed the truth to the feds in May. This deliberate high-tech silence makes me so angry because it shows a terrifying lack of urgency. Even more shocking, journalist Ashley Banfield revealed that Lynette's Apple Watch, the one she wore to dinner, wasn't lost at sea at all. Feds found it hidden safe and dry inside the boat's living quarters. This physical proof is why federal agents officially seized both the massive Soulmate yacht in Fort Lauderdale and flew the 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy straight from the Bahamas to a forensic lab. They are analyzing every single digital wire right now, which leads us directly to Brian's bizarre behavior the second he left the island. The second the Bahamas police let Brian go on April 13th, he claimed his only focus was finding his beautiful wife. But within 24 hours, he hopped on a private plane and fled straight back to America to hire a high-powered defense attorney named Crystal Marie Hewer. It fills me with so much sadness and fury because while a massive Coast Guard cutter, high-tech drones, and trained cadaver dogs were desperately searching the open ocean for Lynette's body, Brian was spotted casually shopping at a Sierra suburban store in Michigan, completely unbothered before traveling around California and Oregon. Then, on June 10th, confirmed sources revealed that as soon as his new experienced federal team took over, Brian went completely silent and refused to cooperate with the feds ever again. Now, a close friend has dropped a massive bombshell, revealing that Brian might actually be trying to escape across the Mexico border right now because he knows the feds are watching his every move. But former prosecutors Julie Randleman and Tad DiBiase's exposed the real strategy here. The feds are deliberately playing a waiting game, tracking the exact distance between those two critical tracking blackouts to build an airtight federal indictment for a consciousness of guilt trap. They want to ensure that when they finally make their move, there is absolutely no escape route left for him. When you put all these pieces together, the blackouts, the hidden night vision gear, and the immediate flight, the toxic truth becomes impossible to ignore. Brian behaves like a cold, guilty operator, not a grieving husband. Do you believe this clear forensic trail proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Brian is the actual monster responsible for her disappearance? Or do you think the legal system has permanently broken down and let a predator slip away into the shadows? Let me know your honest thoughts down below. Lynette was left completely alone to vanish into the dark, and we cannot let her memory be forgotten without a fight.